My name is Colby Takeda, co-founder and CEO of Pear Suite, and I completed my MBA at Shidler in 2015. Pear Suite is building a care navigation platform for community health workers. We provide both services with community health workers who are part of the Pear Suite team, as well as the software for organizations to use their own community health workers and other staff to do care navigation services. So Pear Suite focuses on the social determinants of health. And these are factors like food access, transportation, housing, education, health literacy that we know make a big impact on health outcomes, but aren't being addressed in the healthcare system now. You don't go to your doctor to ask about how to get healthy food or how do I get transportation to get to the doctor's office. It's all about medical care, curing sickness, disease, and medications and allergies. And so if we can combine the two and support social determinants of health, we can really address some of the biggest challenges in our healthcare system. So Pear Suite is really based on that idea that if we can start to address these social determinants of health in a meaningful way through trusted care navigators, through our community health workers, we can really start to address these systems change challenges on a wider scale, and we can do so virtually. So our platform allows for virtual care navigation by phone and text, and that allows us to reach hard-to-reach individuals that maybe live in rural areas or maybe need support and aren't able to transport themselves to the clinic or hospital. And during the pandemic, we saw a lot of challenges, not just with COVID and the challenges of that, but people struggling with food access and not able to get social connections and have that sense of purpose because they were stuck at home and couldn't see their friends and family. And so how do we start to support these social drivers of health in meaningful ways and do so without having to go to their house and do so with virtual care navigators? And so our platform is really about empowering community members to be that care navigator to their loved ones and those in their community and do so in very culturally sensitive ways. So Pear Suite actually evolved from a couple different companies. We did multiple PACE programs here at Shidler. We started off as a company called Purpose Pals. We did a program called Lift Off Advisors here that allows us to meet up with mentors and other industry experts to learn about the business plan, learn about business model canvases, how to build a company with different structures, and whether it be an LLC or an INC, Delaware C Corp. We learned about testing ideas and hypotheses and going out there and experimenting with different customers and getting interviews done so we can validate some theses around who our customer base is, how to solve the issues, what are the pain points in the community, and it allowed us to really hone in on what our big challenges are in the community. We evolved from Purpose Pals to a company called Pear. Then we ended up in Pear Suite after going through other programs. So we also entered the business competition. We lost very valiantly, and we weren't. But we learned a lot. It's the feedback from mentors and judges that allowed us to pivot or focus in more. We were able to recruit new people along the way, and so various iterations of the company has grown with different individuals who have helped with a part-time or full-time basis. I remember when we first started as a company and we were testing ideas, there was a PACE program happening in this very room, and I actually walked up and I looked in the window and no one was in it. There was two people in the room, and I thought about leaving and ended up staying and made some really great connections, one of which was with an investor that ended up investing in our company and ended up continues to advise us. And so it's those small moments that you might have changed the course of the company or may have redirected what you do or the success you had. And I definitely encourage people to just go out, put themselves out there, try new things. Never know what's going to happen. And so build strong connections and things might work out for the better. So Pear Suite benefited a lot from PACE. We actually participated in multiple programs, including Lift Off Advisors, where we were paired with local experts and entrepreneurs who have gone through the process of building a company and scaling different innovations and going through accelerated programs before, fundraising, all the things we need to build a company. We're also part of the Hacking for Recovery program, where we, as a different company, Pear, met with Steve Blank and learned about the business model canvas, learning about the different elements of customers and assets and business models and how to make money and how to serve different needs and prototype and build MVPs and test it out and iterate constantly. And we were also part of some of the business competitions. We never won any of them, but it was a really good learning experience for us to get feedback from judges and experts and see what other companies are doing and grow from that. So really thankful for PACE and all the things they do to help us understand our business, understand our customers, and iterate, meet great advisors, some of which are still involved in the company, some of which actually invested in our company as well, And so I was certainly thankful for the connections and the resources and support that PACE has provided us. Since launching our company in March 2021, we've grown from one customer doing 20 calls a week to having 18 customers doing 5,000 calls a week. Through our virtual care navigators, both locally and abroad, we've been able to hire team members who speak different languages, who are able to reach out to different communities and provide care navigation services for different healthcare needs and social needs, such as getting vaccinated, finding transportation resources, finding housing, connecting individuals to food resources like the Meals on Wheels program, or getting registered for the EBT SNAP card. We've been able to expand our reach, not just in Hawaii, through organizations and community groups, but also on the mainland. So working with groups in California, Florida, Texas, and are expanding now to Oklahoma and Arkansas. We are opening up a new office in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and expanding our work in rural communities across the heartland of America. Our team has grown from some volunteers and one part-time team member to 15 full-time staff and about 10 part-time team members. We have engineers, 8 of them, who are helping to build our product and scale. We have implementation team members who are bringing some systems and processes to our company that we never had before. We were a very scrappy company to begin with, and we had a lot of different tools put together and slapped together to make the company work. We started with simple tools like Google Sheets and Typeform to do surveys and a voice over IP system. And we slapped it all together and made the company work, and we got tons of traction from that. We've since grown to a company. We did a couple $1 million last year in revenue. We raised a round of funding this recently and brought on some amazing investors to help us scale the company. And we look forward to impacting more lives. I mean, we've impacted over 20,000 individuals so far, and we look forward to hitting 100,000 this year. So certainly building a business is tough, right? We hit a lot of setbacks along the way. We've lost some team members, we've gained new ones, we've had customers that we've done really great jobs with, and others that we didn't do so well with. And every time we hit some of these hurdles, we learn a lot. There's a lot of books out there about entrepreneurship, and they tell you all the mistakes you might make along the way, and we think we made every single one of them. And even though we read these books and knew some of the challenges and stress that come from building a company, we still suffered from these. And so I think it's all about being resilient and persevering and finding opportunities out of these failures and mistakes. And I think it was the team around me, the entrepreneurship community, that really supports you. It's advisors and mentors that continue to tell you to keep your head high and keep going. It's investors that show you that believe in you, even though you can't really prove out all your business models and all your that you have everything figured out, that they were willing to invest and see this company grow. It's people that are your team members that support you and will get your back when you make mistakes and you screw up. And it's also a lot of admitting that you're not perfect yet. There's a lot of growth opportunities that come with being a leader. The CEO position is really tough in startups, and being able to grow a company from nothing to something great is certainly a long journey, and we're along for the ride, and we're learning a lot along the way. Certainly for students who are exploring ideas and want to start a company, I always tell them just get started. I think there's a lot of mystery in starting a company and a lot of unknowns, and you won't ever be able to tackle those until you just try. And I think if we did start a company, we kept waiting to find the right perfect customer, the perfect product, the perfect solution, we never have it ended up where we are. There was a story that Steve Blank tells about the potter who, the one who tries really hard to make the perfect pot versus another one who makes thousands of pots and keeps iterating and makes a ton of pots that aren't as good. It's the one who keeps trying and fails and grows is one that makes the better pot at the end of the day. So how do you iterate quickly? How do you learn from your mistakes? How do you get out there? Your first company might not be the one that makes you millions and millions of dollars and succeeds. And so just going out there and trying is what's going to help you get to the end goal of being successful in the end. My best advice for students who are interested in entrepreneurship and startups is to find a local company or someone online that you can connect with and learn from their mistakes. Join their team, be an intern, be a student volunteer, see how they operate, how they grow, how they get customers, how they pitch to investors, how they raise money and get more traction, and take that advice and those mistakes and learn from them, and then go out there and do it yourself. I mean, that's the only way to learn is trialing and erroring, seeing how you can learn and grow as a team, testing things out, getting that feedback, and then iterating. And so definitely encourage students to go out there, find other entrepreneurs who have done it before, learn from them, grow from them, ask them questions, be inquisitive and test it out for themselves. I think people underestimate the power of asking questions. I think back to one of the programs we did in the PACE program, and we kept asking questions, and we ended up going from a 15-minute call to an hour-and-a-half-minute call, and people want to help. And so I definitely encourage people to ask really good questions. Even when you think you're dumb, if you think that they might not bring you value, the wisdom and the experience of people of different generations, of different backgrounds, their own experiences can really guide and direct how you can solve problems as a company and how you can iterate and innovate and change direction or pivot. So I think ask good questions and find people that are smarter than you and surround yourself with them. I would say that the Shidler and the PACE community is extremely powerful and exciting, and they're willing to help. And so for student entrepreneurs looking to get into the ecosystem of entrepreneurship and startups, reach out to people in the community. I think they're extremely supportive. Anyone who reaches out to me and asks me for questions or advice or wants feedback, I will never turn them down. I think we've had very great advice from other investors and advisors who are connected to PACE, and they continue to support us to this day. I recommend students find a mentorship or a coach relationship that they can use to grow their company and grow their ideas and support them along this journey. And if they can do the same to younger emerging entrepreneurs as well, that's just going to continue to grow this ecosystem and help other Shidler PACE programs grow and evolve into companies of their own. So I definitely encourage students, of course, to reach out to others in the community, alums, past participants of programs, companies who are making it big, and even those who are failing. There's a lot we can learn from each other. And this is going to only continue to grow this ecosystem and this system. Pear Suite continues to grow both locally with different organizations. We are getting 2 or 3 more customers in the next 2 months being implemented and onboarded. But we're also growing nationally. We're opening up an office in Tulsa, Oklahoma to grow our presence in the heartland of America. We see a lot of interest in the type of work we do with the social determinants of health in rural communities, in Native American communities, in communities of color, and oftentimes diverse and underlooked and underserved communities. And so for us to be able to expand to different areas across the country where there's a lot of interest has been really great for us. We're bringing on new team members and new advisors that bring different perspectives to the team. We've been thankful to have a wonderful support network, and that's supported with investors and advisors and customers that continue to refer us to new groups. And so we look forward to expanding our impact. We made a decision early on to be an impact-driven company and a mission-driven company. And so as much as we want to grow and scale and increase our revenue, we also want to create more impact. And for us to be able to align with the interests of the community, help more people live healthier, happier lives, we're going to do that. And so we're excited about our growth in the next couple of years. The team we're building is strong and ever evolving. And we look forward to working with organizations to help people live healthier lives. One of the biggest challenges, I think, for startup founders and entrepreneurs is finding your community. I think finding others who are also interested in being innovative and testing out ideas and finding solutions to big problems. Finding people that you can go to and ask for advice and ask for help and run ideas by them. I think that's one of the things that helps with the entrepreneurial journey. It becomes a very lonely and hard process. And if you have people that can support you and are in it with you together and are willing to share ideas and get feedback, I think that's one of the biggest things that builds resilience and helps people persevere those tough times as being an entrepreneur. There were times when we literally had to run a check to the bank to pay our staff, and we had to ask people to hand deliver the check to us so we can just get it deposited faster. And now that we've been able to grow and overcome some of these barriers, we can go on to the next steps. But along the way, there's a lot of challenges, and finding a community that goes and has experiences similar to what you're going through has been the most powerful thing for us as a founder and as a company. Certainly want to thank all the support that we've gotten from PACE. They are making introductions for us. They continue to help us build connections to advisors. We've been able to secure funding through some of their programs in the past, so that has helped us launch our company. The students coming out of PACE are becoming our interns and our volunteers and our team members. We've hired quite a bit of individuals from the University of Hawaii system and Shidler and PACE. We continue to partner with different student groups and find opportunities to collaborate and invest in the future leaders, and so we continue to want to do that. We look forward to what's to come, and we look forward to staying involved in PACE programs as we move forward and continue to grow as a company.